Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Just a quick live from down at the park. Look at my face, it is so red. So I just did a 5k. Woo! And like I say, I don't do many 5ks. I've only done a few ever. I don't do them all the time. If I do, I'll definitely post about them. I'll shout about them when I do them. But that was difficult today. That was tough. But the point of my run today was not about doing the 5k. It was about pattern interrupts. So I've talked about that before a couple of times. Sorry, it's a bit bright still. Pattern interrupts. So yesterday, I've got to tell you, I felt pretty low, and I'm generally really positive. I'm always the optimist, but yesterday I was feeling a bit shit. I was just feeling shit. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. It was a Sunday, so it's not as if, there was any immediate work rejections or something like that would piss me off. But I just felt on a downer. And it improved throughout the day, and I didn't do too much. I didn't do any exercise. I took care of myself. So if you're in that same sort of situation and you're feeling a bit shit, take care of yourself. I said to one of the guys in the group today, he was feeling a bit down. I said, just go out the door and have a walk in nature. Do something that can just interrupt that negativity flow. And I went to bed sort of reasonably early last night. I didn't have any alcohol last night, even though it was a Sunday and I like a beer or a glass of wine usually. Didn't have any of that. And my intention today was, a new leaf. And I had an interview scheduled for 9:30. And as you may have saw on the post, I was waiting about an hour, waiting for that phone call to come through. I got on with other stuff on the laptop, of course, and kept pinging the agency, no response. Or they said, yeah, we'll chase them up. They're usually a bit late, I think is what he said, which I thought was a useless excuse. And anyway, he calls me about an hour and a half later saying, how was the interview? I said, well, I've pinged you about 3 times saying they haven't called me. What's going on? So anyway, he did apologise. And, my view is that agency is not great, but it doesn't mean it was the agency's fault in this situation. It could have been a miscommunication. Evidently, he was passing the information to someone else within the agency. I mean, that's always going to be subject to cock-ups, isn't it? The more people you have in a chain of communication, it's like Chinese whispers or whatever they call it. Is that racialist? So, the message will get distorted every single time it goes along part of the chain. So there may have been a problem with who he passed the message to. It may have been a problem with the end client. Maybe they cocked up their diary or something like that. And maybe they took down my number wrong, whatever it was. Anyway, so I said to the agency, right, can you make sure you book it in for a definite time? And, I think it's pretty unprofessional of them, whatever the circumstances, not to get in touch and explain the situation. But let's move on. But I want it booked in and definite for next time. So yeah, he apologised and all good as far as I'm concerned. So then I had another call scheduled for 11 o'clock. With somebody who's not in the Facebook group. I think they're in the LinkedIn group, and he didn't call me. He was meant to call me at 11 o'clock, and he was just delayed with an agency calling him. But very easy in those situations there, coming off the back of yesterday, then having the cock up with the interview today, and then having someone else not call me. It could have been very easy to spiral into that sort of negativity feeling again. And thinking, oh God, everything's shit. Nobody wants me. I should just go back to bed. All this sort of self-loathing and your self-worth just gets a bashing. All that shit. But I didn't let it do that. I knew today I was in a different mind space. Yeah, I always say on my 7-week course that mindset is really important, and I believe it really is, and it helps me. And so I didn't let it affect me. Second thing I did was I got straight into action of sort of serving people in this group, serving people on my email database, serving people in my LinkedIn group, albeit, small. So I did about 4 or 5 of my free CV tips for people. So, read through five CVs, I think it was, gave them the number one thing that I would change on their CV, which I think is, gold dust. And I don't expect anything in return. I want people to get some value from it. And so that makes me feel good if they do get some value from it. So that's me giving for no return. Obviously, it's great if they then decide, I'll invest in Dave and he's not talking bollocks, and I'll pay for 3 more CV tips and go for my CV Express. That's obviously brilliant. And if they then upgrade and go for the full CV review, even better. But I have no attachment to that happening. I don't care if that happens. I do care. I don't mind if that doesn't happen, because 15 quid for the CV Express, that's, it means fuck all to me in monetary terms, doesn't it? I do that to separate the people who want the free stuff from the people who recognise that to get extra value, the next level of value, you need to pay a little bit. You need to get out your fucking credit card, right? And I don't mean a lot. I'm not saying this flippantly, but some people have an aversion to paying for things. I've been the same in the past. I search for free stuff. All the AWS training I've done recently, it's all been all the free shit first. Exhaust all the free shit, then I've signed up for a WizLabs course, which is, again, it's funny, it was reduced from $29.99 to $12.95 when I looked. So bang, jumped on that straight away. So everyone wants a bargain, don't they? But sometimes you have to jump off the cliff, jump off that bungee platform and get your credit card out and pay the money. So, so it's really good just to do 4 or 5 of those CV tips. I've got a CV Express I'm working through at the moment, so that's 3 tips. So I did that. I did a bit of AWS training today, did my touch typing practice, spoke to my kids and my wife, all that sort of stuff. And then I thought, I'm really on a roll here. I could carry on sitting at the laptop and doing stuff, but I really want to take it up a level again. And I just thought, I'm just going to go out for a run, Don't care how far I go, don't care if it's 1K, half a K, 2K, whatever it is. I hadn't even done any stretches today, didn't even do any stretches beforehand, because I was just focused on getting out that door. So I whacked the headphones in, put a podcast on so I could listen to something inspiring. It was Brendan Burchard. If you don't know him, strongly recommend it. And banged out the 5K, and I'm now sat in the park sweating my nuts off, and it is fantastic. So just really, really please take inspiration, if you can be inspired, not by me necessarily, but just by that act of switching things around. So pattern interrupts, I've heard it called in the past. So if you're having a shit day, go for a walk in nature, go and do some exercise. You don't have to do a 5K, go and have a walk around the park, go and have a walk around the block, go out in the garden and do 20 burpees, drop and do 10 press-ups, listen to a podcast that's inspiring. I put an inspiring posts thread up in the group. So again, just have a look at that. Watch a few crappy inspiring videos, just do something to just flip the situation around. Go and have a cold shower. That's something I've just started doing recently, which I was advised is a good idea. So there's the whole Wim Hof breathing that you can do, but you don't have to go, into all this, deep way of doing stuff. You can just, flirt with it, have a play with some of this stuff. So next time you're having a shower, have a warm shower, and then for the last sort of 30 seconds, just whack it onto cold. And especially when it's sort of summertime, it's a lot easier. So I'm just going to move around before I stiffen up. It's a lot easier just to whack it onto cold. It's going to be a lot harder for me to do it when it's winter, I'll tell you that. But again, that sort of pattern interrupt is to break the flow, break the cycle in your head of negativity, or if you're feeling a bit sluggish, a bit lethargic, if you've had a shit day, you've had a shit morning, if you've had a rejection, for whatever it is, whack the dial onto cold. The things you can control and the things you can't control, remember? And there's only 2 things that you can control in life. One is your thoughts, the second is your actions. So you've got to change the way you think or the way you act. So Anyway, I hope that is useful. Think about pattern interrupts in your life. Where can you apply them? Where do you get stuck in a little rabbit hole of negativity? And try and break yourself out of them by whatever means necessary. Exercise, cold showers, whatever it is. Hi guys, good to see you on here. I can see a few people watching. It's, oh my God, it's just gone really dark and cloudy over there. So I'm not going to get negative about it though. It can piss down with rain on me as much as I care. I don't mind at all because I'm flying at the minute. And I just spotted another job as well. Came into my inbox, and I did actually hit apply on JobServe for this one because I don't normally do that, because I reached out to the guy on LinkedIn and it was sat pending for a while, and I'm quite impatient because he didn't connect with me straight away. I got hold of him. I didn't get hold of him. I called him up, got his number, found his number, got his number, didn't get hold of him, so I left him a voicemail, and applied just in case there's a limit on the amount of CVs. So normally I wouldn't connect on apply direct through JobServe, for example, but on this occasion I did, just because what with the amount of people going for jobs at the moment, I just thought, just in case there's some sort of limit he's got of the first 10 people he gets through JobServe or whatever, just in case, then I thought I'd hit the apply button and apply that way. And of course still reach out to him on LinkedIn, printed off the job spec, and I will chase that up as soon as I get in, or tomorrow morning. Because the thing that made me think of that was because my wife was applying for a job at a school, and she did one application over the weekend, then she went to do another one, and she knew the deadline was Monday 9 a.m, and so she was sat there Sunday night doing it, and all of a sudden it said applications have been closed. So she contacted them the next day, and they said, yeah, sorry, we had too many applications through, so we had to close the application process early. So if you see, we don't generally seem to have a deadline, do we, on jobs for IT, but if you see a job, you need to jump on it straight away. Don't sit there and think, I'll do that on Saturday, when I've got a bit more time. Do it now, okay? So, I am on my way home now. I hope you've seen some of this. Sometimes these lives don't always come out. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm going to go back, have a cold shower, stuff my face, and have a great rest of the day. Wish you guys all the best. Have a fantastic one. Reach out to me if you need any help or support in anything. Always happy to jump on a phone call with people, especially if you're feeling negative about stuff. Whatever it is, don't suffer in silence, okay? All the best. See ya. Bye.